Let's talk about constipation. I am married to a plumber. So poop talk happens all day, every day in this house. Also, fun fact, my first job out of nutrition school was working in a colonics clinic. And if you don't know what that is, don't Google it. It has to do with helping people poop. So, poop is not a sensitive subject for me, and I will talk about it all day. Also, I think poop is phenomenal because if you're pooping regularly, you feel great. And if you're not, then you know that you don't feel good. So, first thing about poop, you should be pooping every single day. I like to see a poop first thing in the morning. That usually tells us that you're doing good at detoxing through the night and moving the toxins out. If that's not happening, well, then we can work on ways to make that happen and to get your gut regulated so that is happening. Some women have movements throughout the day, fabulous. Some people have up to 3 a day. That actually is amazing and healthy. And if you can get to that amount, great. If you're doing more than that, then we probably have something going on too. So at least 1 a day, up to 3. If you're having more and they're soft and diarrhea, we got some imbalances going on. But today we're talking about constipation. Constipation would be if you're going anywhere from 3 to 5 and sometimes even more days without pooping. I personally used to go every 3 to 5 days. During my teenage years, I thought that was normal. And I remember many a camping trips. I would go every summer to a girls' camp. And I remember I'd go for a week and wouldn't poop the entire week and didn't know that was weird until the other girls were going for their number two. And I was like, no, it's not poop time for me yet. So that was back when I was in the throes of thyroid problems and didn't know that's not normal. Now, if your thyroid's not functioning adequately or accurately, what will happen is it slows down the digestive tract. As we've talked about, every single cell in the body depends on thyroid hormone, but the gut specifically, and specifically the colon, it needs a lot of thyroid hormone to be able to contract and to move the waste material out of the body. So, oftentimes with thyroid disease, the colon just doesn't get the message. So, it doesn't get the memo that it needs to contract and move the poop out. And so the poop will just stay there. Now, the other problem is that the same sneaky little infections that cause thyroid disease frequently come from the gut, and they're also the same little bugs that cause constipation. So, most frequently, I see yeast as a trigger for this. Candida is a yeast that grows naturally in the body. We commonly know it as women because it will cause yeast infections, but it also lives in the gut. It can cause problems with rashes, specifically like that under the breast rash. You can get armpit rashes from it. It'll cause dandruff, like psoriasis type patches on the head or on the skin, brain fog, weight gain, and constipation. So, yeast, what it does is it gets into the gut and it just coats those little fingers that we've talked about before. These fingers are needed for absorbing our nutrients. And the yeast goes in and it lays down a track of that cheesy, icky stuff and it slows down digestion. It also slows down absorption of nutrients. So we end up with a very slow digestive process where we're not getting enough nutrients to even have a functioning body or thyroid. That will cause constipation. That'll cause stool to stop moving out of the body. Now, the other problem with not pooping regularly is that the colon and the liver are connected. So, if we're not moving literal trash out of our colon, well, then the vitamins that are produced in the colon, we're supposed to be producing vitamin B and K, but instead we will send toxic material to the liver, and the liver now becomes gummed up with poop, actual nasty crap, and not enough vitamins to make the necessary hormones. So that vicariously slows down the thyroid even more because the liver is needed to convert the T4 to the T3. So having a daily bowel movement is essential to keep your thyroid functioning. But as we just learned, you might not be pooping every day because your thyroid's not functioning. So it's this catch 22 hideous cycle that just repeats. So my first step with all of my clients is to run the organic acids test. That will show us if you have overgrowths of fungus or bacteria or mold or any type of sneaky, hideous infection in the gut that would slow down your digestion and your absorption. I like to address that first because we have got to get you pooping. So we're moving all the toxins out. And so your thyroid can start working on its own. And as we do that, well, guess what? You're going to start pooping every day. It's the greatest thing in the world. Now, post your questions below. Let me know what you thoughts, ideas, comments that you had on that. And let's get some testing done so we can find out why you're not pooping. And let's get you pooping every day because it is the greatest thing in the world to have a daily poop. As long as you don't flush the wipes. Those flushable wipes, by the way, are not flushable. That is a tip from a plumber. If you want to save yourself a giant plumbing bill, don't use any wipes. All right, let me know what questions you have and I'll talk to you soon.